Alright, alright, alright. That seems all good. Now, today's stream is interesting because I am trying out a different setup. I mean, the gear is the same, but like where I'm filming is different. I'm trying something new out in hopes of maybe one day being able to stream more. I mean, I'm mulling over some things for next month. I don't know if we're doing anything, but we might. We might. I need to lose an earphone. That's kind of annoying. We'll see. We shall see. Yeah, so tonight we're doing some Pokemon. Let's actually boot up Pokemon. Hopefully that's not too loud. Yeah, so I'm trying out something different tonight. I don't know, it might go nowheres that, but because I this is so much fun to do. And I don't know, I want to try some new things out. So here we are into Pokemans. Oh god, I was breeding Wooloo last time. I've missed probably half of the streams. Over half. I have been playing along with RT Games, trying to breed Wooloo, trying to get the shiny, which he actually did get. It was funny, he was doing a poll about like, what's your favorite and least favorite gen? And he was looking over at the poll when the shiny Wooloo came up. I'm not that, like I said, I've missed a lot of the streams, but I've tried to do it for a few. Let's see, is this it? Nope, just a Wooloo. I'm not gonna bore you with doing that. We're not shiny hunting all night. We are breeding, but we're breeding something else. How level is my Cinderace? Yeah, whatever. Okay, it's 82. That's not bad. So let's head over to the Pokemon Center. So if we come into our box here, that's Duralda. We probably need to actually clear out one of these boxes. I'm going to need you. So actually, let's exit out of the box real quick. I might as well, since the last time I played, which was what, back in December, I have now completed the Pokedex. There are these codes. So if you go into Link Trade, if you go into Link Trade, you can set the thing where it'll give you a code, and you'll match with somebody else using the code. And people have set up specific codes. I could tell you one right now. They're all like 420 something. Let's see, do I still have it? Yeah, so it's 7201 through 7218. So yeah, 7201 through 7218, and each code has like different breeding to get Pokemon from different games. So like 7217 is Ice Cube for Stonehenger. That's one example. Let's see, what's another one I can use? 7203 is Farfetch for Ponyta. And you can work either way, and you just find someone who has the opposite. It's a super simple thing, and all these codes, 7218 is the legendary. This is not my original Zamazente. My hope was that I would trade my Zamazente out, give it to somebody for in exchange for their Zacian, and then we trade back. They did not trade back. However, is it this one? I kept the sword. I kept the shield. That was kind of my hope, was that, hey, I kept the shield so that they would trade it back to me. Nope. And I also did keep what, so I had to find somebody else to give the Zacian to get my Zamazenta back. And I kept the sword. So I have both the sword and the shield item. Not like I need them. I wish I could get a Zacian, but I don't even know how. I don't even know how. But yeah, so since then I've completed the national decks. This is my living. I try to have. We'll talk about this a little later. I try to have a living decks for each current generation, and like we'll talk about Pokemon Home. And yeah, so this is my living decks. It's got everything but Zacian. Zacian. Here are the Galarian forms. And then we just get into boxes of everything else. The other 400. This is not the other 400 is not a living dex. Some parts are, like, I got all the Whimsicots, I got all the Goodras. Right, some parts are, but most of it isn't. I mean, you're bound to find some overlap. Like right here, look, this entire thing. You've got all that line, you've got the C-Dot line, you've got the Heydragon line. Yeah. All these ones, these guys were all traded over from the other game. These guys were traded over from another game. Ooh, I could go for a shiny Kommo-o. Kommo-o is actually one of my favorite dragon types. I used him in Sun and Moon's post-game, and he did me really well. But he's got he's one of the green shinies. And then we got my box of Ice-Q, which we did last time. I think last time we did Ice-Q on stream. Got Hatrina, Phalanx. I've gone over a lot of this stuff. These are the Alcremies from the event. I did not get that many. I wanted to get more. These are all my non-shiny Magikarp. I've been trading away Duraludon, and this is my trash. I don't think any of these Indeedees are foreign. Indeedee's shiny is kind of disappointing. Yeah, that's my trash. Is this a... Yeah, that is... the Eevee is I was like, is the Lanoon Japanese? Yeah. I'm probably... I call this trash, but this is just stuff I don't want to get rid of. Especially because a lot of it has, like, good IVs and whatnot. There's some good IVs in here. I bet you the Sandaconda is capable of Dynamaxing. You know, stuff like that. A lot of stuff in this box is capable of Dynamaxing. Probably everything. Everything that looks like it could Dynamax probably can. Can you help me? What'd you need? Seed 38? What'd you need? And then I've got my Dittos, which, yeah. But what we're doing today... Oh, yeah, and these are all my Dynamax. My shiny Kingler, and my shiny Cutiefly. I have Joltik, Badoo, and Forest Seed. I don't know if did I go past those? I don't know if I have those. I can breed you some right now, if you want. Let me. I'm breeding stuff tonight, so yeah. And tonight we're breeding Indeedee. I got a Psychic Surge Indeedee. I caught it in a Dream Ball because people like Dream Balls. I caught one, so yeah, we're gonna be breeding that tonight. That'll be fun. These are my competitive. I think the only new things are Alcremie and Hatina. Other than that, everything else is gotten. So let me get some Dittos. Honestly, this is my best Ditto. I think this is the one with the Destiny Knot. I could be wrong. Yeah, that's the one with the Destiny Knot. Okay. Joltik, Badoo, and Forest Seed. Badoo is Roserade, right? I'll help you out. I got nothing better to do. Badoo, Joltik. Do I have a Joltik in here? I know I have the evolution somewheres. I got a lot of shit. That's Bonsley. This is a Forest Seed. Ooh, my controller's glitching out. My Pokédex, please. Joltik, Badoo, and Joltik, Badoo. I know I have Jolt. It's somewheres in here. Oh, here's Galvantula. If you need a, you know, I'll happily, if you need a, which game are you playing? The other one, or a Sword and Shield, or Sword or Shield? Because if you need a Stonehenger, I'll happily breed my Stonehenger, because I know that one, that was easily the hardest one to get. I can't do the legendary for you. I'm not going to do that. But I'll get you as much as, I'll get you a few things. And then, of course, we got the thing as always. So you've got Sword, so you don't have to worry about Stonehenger. But you do got to worry about Ice Cube, and I have some Ice Cube. And then, of course, we got all our topics today. We got 3 Nintendo Directs to talk about. Fun Nintendo Directs. We got, because there was a Pokemon Direct, which I know I live streamed all of these in my initial reaction, but we're going to talk about them again. There was an Animal Crossing Direct yesterday. And the Animal Crossing Direct was interesting. It was interesting. And then there was the Byleth Direct, which I've done live reactions to all these things because that's what I love to do. But yeah, we got a few things to talk about. So where should we start off for me to complete the Pokédex? Yeah, it was hard for me to complete the Pokédex as well. That's why I'm passing it forward, especially the Stonehenger Ice Cube thing. That was the biggest pain in my ass ever. I'd like to read the Pokemon. Ferroseed. Well, and I know you can catch a Ferroseed, like, right... Is it right there? It's somewhere's over here. You can actually find one. I think it's right there you can catch a Ferroseed. Maybe it's not at the right time, but... Oops, I ran into a Zigzagoon. I know they're right around here. I don't know about any of the others. Maybe... Is it version exclusive? It could be. I don't know. No, it's not right here. It's right there. There it is. Can I kill it before it kills me? Oops. So yeah, let's see. What do we have to talk? What do we have in the news today? Nope. I got so we got a report from Microsoft that it's the end of console exclusives. Oh shit! I am going to die. You know which one was a pain in the ass for me now that I'm thinking about it? You know what Pokemon almost cost me? You know what took forever with self-destruct? Claydol. Claydol's right over there, and it was the biggest pain in my ass ever. Claydol destroyed me. But yeah, so Microsoft put out a report that this is the end of the console exclusive. That the Xbox Series X is going to be the end of the console exclusive. I don't know if that's the right move for Microsoft to make. Part of me thinks, yeah, no, that's not bad. Part of me doesn't love that. What makes it complicated for Microsoft is that, I've been saying for years now, Microsoft should become like a brand of gaming PC. You know, kind of like Alienware or Nvidia. You know how like they make their own gaming laptops and whatnot? wouldn't it be kind of interesting if Microsoft did the same thing? If there was, like, the Microsoft gaming, right? If the Xbox was a brand of gaming console, like PC, and they might be trying to do that with the Xbox Series X. Like, that might be a real thing that Microsoft is trying to do. But they also may not, because we're gonna see. A lot of people are expecting them to reveal the Xbox Series X and probably Series S at E3. Wait, do you need an incense to get Badoo? Do you need an incense to get Badoo? Because that should have been a Badoo. I don't have any incense. Ooh. Nope, not yet. I did. Yeah, I did. But yeah, so it's interesting, like the end of console exclusives. I know Sony is trying the same thing. That Sony wants to, like, oh, we're gonna do our own console exclusive kind of thing. Or I think because we know what Horizon Zero Dawn is coming to Steam. Is that it? I think that's it. I think Horizon Zero Dawn is coming to Steam. Which is interesting. At least that's the rumor right now. What was it? I know Octopath Traveler came to Steam. Not Astral. It wasn't Astral Chain. There was a game published on the Switch that was exclusive to Switch that is coming to Steam as well. It failed on, like, I think it failed on Switch. We'll take them both back. Sent to box. What was the game that failed? Let's get rid of Theraphon. Hey, so Seed38, what's your in-game name? You got an in-game name? That'd be useful right now. While I finish hatching this egg. So, it wasn't Astral Chain. It wasn't Tokyo Mirage Sessions. My name is YV and the code is... Oh, so you already put out code out there? Okay, I can work with that. Let me just hatch this egg. What is... God, it's pissing me off that I can't remember. But there definitely was a Switch exclusive coming to Steam. Yeah, console exclusives are really fascinating. It's a really fascinating thing, you know? But this next the console gen that we're technically already in, I'd argue the Switch is the first 9th generation console. I know it's about on par with like the original Xbox and whatnot, but okay, let's link trade. I need a lot. I don't know how many I can get you because I gotta breed some competitive Pokemon tonight. That's what we're doing tonight. I'll get you a few things, but I can't do it all, sadly. I've got my own priorities tonight as well. Because I'm working on the my double battles team tonight. That's a big thing for me. Because I've got Master Ball rank, in the battle tower, but I need the Master Ball rank and the double battle, and my single battle team isn't cutting it. I did input the right code, right? Yeah, no problem. So let's see. Let's start off with 4 seed. Oh, it's got 2 IVs. Whatever. Yeah, but I know how this works. It's got 3 IVs. I wasn't. Yeah, and if you're looking for version exclusives, where was the list? The trading codes was at actual RO at ACTUALAAERO on Twitter. They posted this at the beginning of the month. That has all the trading codes on it for version exclusives. So if you're looking for that stuff, that may be another place you can go look. So, is the because I have the Rosalia, because when I bred Roserade, it only gave me Rosalia. And my guess is that is that fine? Because I know you can buy the incense in-game. I don't know where, but I know you can. I know there's a place where you can buy incense. I think it's the town with the water gym. And I think I'm pretty sure that's how you do it. I'd have to look on Cerebi. Cerubi. Oops, that's the wrong. I clicked on the wrong one. Let's see. Is it? Badoo would be faster to look up. Badoo. It's the to get Badoo, you need to breed while holding a rose incense. So yeah, God, I hate the incense thing, because Snorlax works the same way. I don't know if Pikachu works the same way, but I know a bunch of stuff works the same way. It's dumb. Yeah, and you're welcome. I'm always glad to pass it on. Do you need while I've got you, because I know Ice Q is version exclusive. Do you need an Ice Q? I've got some, that's 4 IVs, and they know, Belly Drum and Icicle Crash. I'd be happy to give you one, if you need it. Take it. I put a lot of time into these ice cues, and it's cool to see more people use them. It has a pretty decent nature. You can, if you want to change that around, it'd be fine. But the Icicle Crash and the Belly Drum is pretty good. Those are egg moves, and 4 IVs isn't bad. Yeah, take it. I think that's all I don't really have anything interesting other than that. I mean, well, we're doing whatever tonight. No, I'm happy to help out. Alright, I think that's all I got. Yeah, hope you're happy. Good luck on your national decks. It's... How many are you missing? Out of curiosity. Just gotta trim those. Oops. A lot. Yeah. Well, because I think without version exclusives, you can get it down to like 350. I know 350 are in each game, and it's the other 50 that are the hard ones to get. I need to go heal up. So let's find a place. Where did I... Let's put that there, and let's put Roserade back, wherever that was. Yeah, Cladle. Cladle was a pain. Now, I know it may seem bad that I'm putting your stuff in trash, but trash is just my box for the stuff I don't have room for. Eventually, I will move all of this to Pokemon Home. It's just the name I give it. It's not as bad as it seems. Okay, let's see. So, I need... Alright, let me look at my Dittos. What Dittos do I have? They all have Limber. I need one with... Calm nature. Calm is... Ooh, because I don't think the Indeedee has Calm. I don't... It has a quiet nature. Okay. I have a nature chart somewheres. At least I thought I did. Maybe I don't. Lonely, bold, modest. So there's my calm nature. It's this one. This is what I'm going for? Huh. Interesting. Interesting. Yeah, that seems right. Okay, I should probably get healed up and grab one of the good guys. Who can kick ass? I think I usually use Phalanx, because it has False Swipe. Yeah, that one has False Swipe. Alright, so next up, we got Sony. So Sony did a, I'm disconnecting from the internet, as not to lag. So Sony's had a lot of news in the past few days. We'll just tackle it all now, I guess, to start off with. Oh, I haven't even checked the raid dens. So the first thing is Sony announced that once again, like last year, they won't be at E3. This kinda... You know, I'm fine with them not being at E3. The problem is that I still wish they would do something at E3. Because E3 is most likely dying. And I kind of don't have a problem with that. I know we love E3. It's basically gamer Christmas, where we just sit around and watch a bunch of trailers for games we all have to wait years to play. But I'm kind of fine with all the companies leaving E3. There was a rumor that Nintendo was leaving E3. That turned out to be false, but I could have totally seen it happening. But Sony's leaving E3. That again, and so that makes me think they're done with E3. Which you technically don't need E3. I could argue, I've been saying for a long time, Nintendo could probably get away without E3. That's kind of... I just think Nintendo could totally do that. But Sony missing E3 is... okay. But the bigger news came from... Hey, there's... oh god, no E3. No. So the bigger news from E3 is that Jeff Keighley will also not be at E3. Jeff Keighley, I know him from the Game Awards mostly, but he heads E3 every year and has for a long time. He will also not be at E3 this year. For the first time, god, since probably the 90s. Is that my Ditto right there? Which, that does not give me hope for E3. Because I know last year was kind of bad. Last year was not a great E3. Wait, and we can say that, right? Well, I mean, there were some good moments. Keanu Reeves, Breath of the Wild 2. Good moments, but I don't know if I'd, like... it's not really anything that crazy. And the ESA is kind of a bunch of scumbags. I mean, they leaked the information of basically any journalist who has ever attended E3. Something crazy like that. Plus, they're also a lobbyist group. Like, so, remember Sopa and Pippa from back in, like, 2012, 2013? That was the ESA. So, kind of screw the ESA, you know? There it goes. So, yeah, screw the ESA. But, I mean, I'll miss E3. When it is this is probably the last year, honestly. This is not, Jeff Keighley leaving, Sony leaving for twice in a year. And I know, what's-his-face left years ago. EA hasn't been at E3, I keep hitting that one. EA hasn't been at E3 for a long time now. But they do their own event across the park, so who cares? And that's what I hope happens. When E3 dies, all the companies kind of move over to their own video, basically Nintendo Directs, which I know Sony likes to rip off Nintendo Directs. And you know what? I'm fine with that. I like Nintendo Directs, and I'm fine with Sony ripping off Nintendo Directs. They haven't found their stride yet. I'll admit Sony still has a long way to go before they find their stride and their state of plays are as good as whatever. Okay, let's... oops. Oops. My Joy-Con is drifting right now. Let's heal up real quick. I should have named the Ditto Calm. I'll name the Ditto Calm as well. Make sure it has the right nature. But yeah, E3 seems to be dying. And... but yeah, I just want every company to, like... pick the month of June. Every company kind of just agrees, like, hey, we're not gonna, like, hold a convention or anything. Maybe they'll invite some press down. But every June we'll have a bunch of presentations, so... maybe it'll happen throughout the entire month. So maybe one week it's Microsoft... it'd be nice if it was over, like, the span of a few days. Actually, because of, like, bringing out press people, it'd have to be over the span of a few days. Like, just get everyone, like, together, and kind of like what E3 is, but without, like, have E3, but each company is kind of doing its own thing. I'd be fine with that. Yep. I'll nickname it Calm, just to keep track of everything. I'm surprised this is the first time I've used a Calm Nature one. Oh, I'm good. Yeah, and then also on Sony News, we got information that Sony will not be at GDC, which is in a couple months. I think GDC is in a couple months. So let's get this in DD. Let's grab the Destiny Knot, give it to Ndidi, and then let's give this guy Neverstone. See, there's the rusted sword. You better believe I kept it. I'm surprised they gave it to me. Everstone. Yeah, so Sony will not be at GDC or PAX, which I think PAX is next week. And their reason for it is the coronavirus. Okay, that's a reasonable reason, I guess. It does kind of suck, especially because I know a lot of people were looking forward to a Last of Us demo. And GDC is in... Isn't GDC in March? So I think GDC is still a month away. I think... Is GDC the 20th? Or is it the 13th? It's somewhere like... It's that week, I think. But that does suck. But part of me wonders if there's something bigger going on behind the scene and they're just using the coronavirus as like an excuse. But I could reasonably see the coronavirus. It's not too out of the ordinary, you know. Oh god, is that what Cries of Butterfree? Ooh. Yeah, it does suck, especially because people are excited for PlayStation 5 news. I mean, I just got a PlayStation 4. I'm not craving anything right now. Plus, I never buy a console at launch. I know I bought the Switch at launch, and I've been 100% happy with my Switch. But that console started off with Breath of the Wild and Mario Odyssey within its first year. The PS5 and the Xbox One started off with, what, Killzone Shadowfall and Rise Son of Rome in their first year. Ooh, the Wii U started off with, what, Pikmin 3? Yeesh. But then, of course, the Switch had a great first year with Mario Odyssey, Splatoon 2, Breath of the Wild. But then its second year was kind of lackluster. I mean, there's some good stuff, but Then, we're in the Switch's 2018? Yeah, no, God, we're in the Switch's fourth year. Yeah, the Switch will be 2017, so 2017 to 2018, 2018 to 2019, and 2019 to 2020. So yeah, we start the Switch's third year in March. So I want to get at least a few eggs. We need to clear out a box. It is nice. Pokemon Home does have a way to clear out like an entire box at once, but I have not paid for Pokemon Home yet. But yeah, never buy a console at launch, but I know people are excited for the PS5. The price point is going to be a complicated thing. The Xbox Series X is probably going to be around $500, if not more. But it's a high-end, high-quality machine, and they're probably going to have an Xbox Series S, which is a much lower quality machine. So we'll see. But the rumors are right now that the specs are about the same on the Xbox Series S. In the Xbox Series X and PS5, maybe the PS5's a little worse. But I think they're doing that to hold back on the cost. We got information about like the coolant or like the fan, that the PS5 is going to have like a more expensive fan because they want better cooling, which makes sense. I mean, the Xbox historically bought a terrible coolant the Xbox 360 was just bad at cooling, and that's where the Red Ring of Death came from. And that hit, what, 50% of all Xboxes, if not more? I'm amazed how well the 360 won that generation, and the Red Ring of Death was a thing. That's crazy. Let's take back them both, yeah. But that is crazy. But the reported price is if the Xbox Series X is going to be around $500, the PS5 is probably going to be around $450. Which, I mean, how much did I pay for my PS4? Did I pay $300 plus it came with God of War and Horizon? I mean, the Switch is $300, and the Switch Lite is $200. I think is the Switch Lite $200? I think the Switch Lite is $200. That's kind of crazy. That is kind of crazy. Here we go. But yeah, there's a lot of PS4, 5 information. People are just excited because this console generation. Well, I know we've got Doom Eternal, we've got Final Fantasy VII, we've got does Xbox? Well, Halo Infinite we know is next generation. Probably simultaneous. It's probably going to be on both. But we know it's next generation. What else? I know we got Cyberpunk this year. There's a ton of stuff. That Avengers game. God, we have a lot of... We'll talk about delays. We'll talk about that next. But there still is stuff coming out this year. But really, it's slowed down a lot last year because we are getting ready to start a new console generation. My hope with the PS5 reveal, and I hope they do it in, like, next... I'd love if they do it next month. I don't think they will. Xbox is probably going to wait until E3, because they have E3 to themselves, that and Nintendo, but we know Nintendo said they aren't going to announce a new console, and I do believe that. But I think we're going to get the Xbox Series X and Halo. They're going to do a big showcase for Halo, and in the PS5 reveal, they're probably going to unveil Horizon Zero Dawn 2, which is going to be a launch title. Which, that'd be amazing. Yes, please, I'll take that. I have not played Horizon Zero Dawn. All my time on my PS4 has been put towards Spider-Man and Shadow of the Colossus. God, I would love to do Shadow of the Colossus here on stream. That would be so fun. It's one of my favorite games of all time. I know it, like, me and my brother were playing it, and early on I was like, hey, can you beat the game without using your sword light? Yep, he could. I could as well. Well, okay, there was one exception. I could not remember for the life of me where the porcupine was. I had to get... I think I may have looked like once with the sword beam. If I did I? I think I might have. But other than that, I was able to find every Colossus without it. We just know the game so well. The Colossuses I remember being hard were not hard. It's such a god game. And I still don't have games like Uncharted 4 and Bloodborne. So let's check the summary. So this has come, and it's got Psychic Surge. Let's actually go in. Okay, let's actually delete a box first. Part of me would want to get rid of this one, just because there's nothing really... I mean, are there any good... There's one good Choodle. And while these were all special event Magikarp, I could not get a shiny Magikarp to save my life. You know, let's get rid of these Roly-Colies, actually. I need to change game speed. I think game speed is set to slow. Yep. Release. Yeah, we got a lot of release. Yeah, that's so much faster. I wish I had Pokemon Home just to do this a lot faster. So yeah, Horizon Zero Dawn. There was some... Oh, you know, let's talk about... So, we got that Sony story. Sony and not PSX or PAX, yeah. Okay, let's talk about delays. We had a lot of delays in a short period of time. Did The Last of Us get delayed until... And I would not be surprised if there were more because of the coronavirus thing. But The Last of Us, I think it... Was it delayed until May? Did that happen? Did that happen a while ago or did that happen recently? I don't remember. But The Last of Us got delayed at some point. I think it's now in May. I can check my calendar. But Final Fantasy VII Remake got delayed until April. It was supposed to come out 2 weeks from now, and it's now delayed until April, like the middle of April. It basically took Cyberpunk's date. Let's see, when is... God, I have so many things in this calendar. The Last of Us 2 is May 29th. Okay. Final Fantasy VII got delayed until April 10th. So yeah, it's a little longer away, and delays suck, but again, everybody always uses that Miyamoto quote. Even though part of me wonders, is that Miyamoto quote still true? Because you have games like No Man's Skies, or... Yeah, let's just use No Man's Skies. No Man's Skies came out and it was shite. But now, if you ask people, it's a really good game. And I think I've talked about this. I don't know if a AAA, because as far as I'm concerned, No Man's Skies is an indie studio. Hello Games, they're an indie studio. They had AAA backing, but for all intents and purposes, they're an indie studio. And I don't know if a AAA studio like Bethesda or EA can do what No Man's Skies did. Because I know EA has been talking about going back and fixing Anthem. I know Bethesda is talking about fixing Fallout 76. But I don't know if you can. Part of me doesn't think you can. Change its name. But yeah, so that got delayed. Cyberpunk... Let's get a good psychic wallpaper. I don't want that one. I feel like I've used that one before. That's a ghost wallpaper. I think we gotta use this one. Okay, so this one... let's actually move this one over. Let's put this back in the Ditto box. Let's put it right there. And then I think we want this one. Because the calm nature in DD, we want something that doesn't have attack. Okay. So let's see. You have... So, I can't use the last one, but these two have Psychic Surge. They both have 2 IVs. Theoretically, with this one... Because that's just missing defense. So theoretically, we could just use these 2. Does this needs to hold an Everstone, doesn't it? Yeah. I shouldn't have gotten rid of that Everstone. It's right there, though. So I said earlier, the reason we're doing competitive in DD is just because I want one for my Double Battles team. But I'm also Indeedee might be one of my favorite new Pokemon. I think it's so cute. It's the same reason I like Audino. It's just a cute Pokemon. And plus I have a shiny Audino. It's one of the only shiny. I get one per generation. My Gen 6 shiny was Audino, even though it's a Gen 5 Pokemon. I need some water. So yeah, that got delayed until, but yeah, delayed. So I don't know. I feel like that Miyamoto's quote is still true, but I feel like it's becoming less and less true. Especially because, yeah, you do get games that are delayed and are shit, but then you get something like No Man's Skies. I want No Man. I actually do kind of want a copy of No Man's Skies. I don't think I will. Especially, like, if I knew it was going to become good, I probably could have bought one used for, like, $5. But nowadays, to get, like, a used copy, it's, like, 25. If it was 15, it'd be an easy buy. Let's see, what else? What other games do I have? I know I have stuff. Marvel's Avengers got delayed until September 4th? That game might not... That might get delayed again. That's a game I want to like. I want to be interested in. I know a lot of people are like, oh, they're just the knockoff Avengers. Oh, Troy Baker and Ryan North? God, who's the other? I know Troy Baker is one of them. I'm pretty sure anyways. But I'm actually fine. I'm fine with the knockoff Avengers. That's not a problem to me. They couldn't get the official Marvel's licensing, but they didn't want to do the comic book, so they found a middle ground. I'm fine with that. That makes sense in my eyes. But it's going to be another always online live action bullshit game. I don't have hopes for it. Especially because we got a new trailer. It was... Like, I feel like I know so little about the game. Now, I also feel like I don't know that much about Cyberpunk either. But the people who have seen Cyberpunk seem to trust Cyberpunk. While I personally haven't seen much gameplay, I know there is gameplay that exists. And I know a lot of people have talked good about it. There's a lot of good things to say about it. Whereas Avengers, a lot of people have middling responses to it. The only gameplay we've really seen is the first level, and I feel like they're just keeping it a little too close to the chest. And they didn't even show that first level at E3 to the public. That was a mistake. I'd argue Cyberpunk kind of made the same mistake as well. Like, they should have given us more of a gameplay trailer for E3 at Microsoft show. I mean, they had Keanu Reeves, which is still cool. But yeah, Cyberpunk also got delayed. It's September 17th, which is just now. It used to be March and April were the busy months with Final Fantasy and Animal Crossing, Doom, Cyberpunk, whatnot. Now September. I mean, those two games are pretty big. I don't think there was any other delays. Yeah, no, I don't. You can get a male Indeedee by breeding female? I didn't think you could get a male Indeedee by breeding the female. I thought the female only gave female, and the male only gave male. Because if you look at my trash box, there are two Indeedee. There at the very end of my trash box, there's a male and female Indeedee, because I wanted to make sure that male and female Indeedee could breed. But yeah, so there's a lot of delays. I mean, it's all good, I guess. There was one other big delay. God, I don't remember what it was, though. There's one other, like, really big delay. I don't know. I know there was one. So there's been clamoring for a Nintendo Direct recently. A lot of people really want a Nintendo Direct. I do as well. I'm not as ravenous as some others, but I do think it is time we get a Nintendo Direct. Especially because usually the January, February, and usually it's a January Direct until, like, last year it was a February Nintendo Direct. But usually we get a Nintendo Direct that's like our big blowout, everything we're going to, like, it gives us a lot of information for the coming year. Right, like Mario Maker 2 was revealed in last year's February Direct, and that was kind of a big deal. I mean, I think... Was Smash revealed? Smash was revealed in, like, a March Direct, right? But people really want a Nintendo Direct. And while I think the Animal Crossing Direct that just happened, that we'll get to, I think that slowed people's momentum down. People are still going to be clamoring for it. But last month in January, people were clamoring for a Nintendo Direct. And we got 2 Directs a week apart that kind of quelled the chatter for a while. And let's start off with the first one of them. We got a Pokemon Direct. Do I have any? Did I actually? No, I have not talked about the Pokemon Direct. It's not on here, which is interesting. But so the Pokemon Direct is our expansion pass. It's the Isle of Armor and the Crown Tundra. It's 2 new areas. They're adding back in 200 Pokemon. There's 3 new legendary. There's 2 new legendaries, plus there's one of them evolves. It's presumably a legendary. But you got Kubfu, its evolution. I know it has Ursa in the name. Ursa something. And then you got the Crown Tundra, which has the rabbit thing in it. Okay, that's not great. That's not great either. It's a little better, I guess. So yeah, we got these 2 new DLC areas. They're supposed to be like open, like wild area style areas. Oops, I did not want to take back that Ditto. That Ditto's probably gonna, I'm never gonna switch out the Ditto. But they're supposedly like wild area style areas, which is cool. And I don't know, I'm interested in them. See, that's got 3. Whereas this one had, what, 2? Yeah. And yeah, I don't know. I'm interested in it. I think it's doing DLC is better than doing an additional version like Platinum, or it would probably been called Bow. But I feel like it gives the Pokemon Company a chance to do things. I do hope they do updates that fix things. Like, I would love to see some fixes, because as far as I know, there's a thing where it's like, if you defeat 500 Pokemon, the chance of getting a shiny increases. But as far as I know, that's still broken. Currently, there's people distributing illegal Pokemon on the Surprise Trade. And if you get an illegal Pokemon in Surprise Trade, that's it. Like, you can no longer go online in Sword and Shield. So I have not been doing Surprise Trade, which sucks, because I like Surprise Trades. It's fun to do. Plus, that's like the easiest way to get foreign Pokemon. But yeah, or there's certain fears about using Surprise Trade, and that sucks. Like, I hate that that's a thing. I wish Surprise Trade... I wish they would have fixed that by now. I don't know how you fix it. I know they were doing something with Bad Egg, which is how Gen 3 handled stuff like that. Or I think it was Gen 3 that did Bad Egg. But I wish they need a fix. That should have been fixed. I mean, I know Pokemon Home only came out a few weeks ago, which we'll talk about in a minute, because I'm going to lump this in with the direct stuff. But I wish they would fix that. But what else? I know a lot of people are complaining about, hey, they're adding back in 200 Pokemon. It's basically like paying for Pokemon. I don't think it is. I do not think it's paying for Pokemon. If only because you can still, like, if you've got those Pokemon in a previous game, you can you can bring them up through the GTS, or you can bring them up through Pokemon Home. Or you can just, like, if somebody decides to surprise trade the new Pokemon, yep, that works as well. The fact that that's there, because I think of competitive shooters, because competitive shooters would do a thing where they'd release the DLC and it'd have new maps, and then it'd segregate people into like different groups. Oh, do you have the new maps? Well, then you get put in one lobby, but if you don't, you get put in a completely different lobby. Mario Kart 8 technically did that as well, where like, oh, if you had the DLC, then you get put in one lobby, but if you don't, you get put in a different lobby. But so I feel like it's good that you, like, if they had restricted that, so that way you can't surprise trade them unless you have the DLC, or you can't bring them over unless you bought the DLC, that'd be bullshit. But the fact that you can give me a little hope. And plus, it's not like we're getting nothing. These are entirely new areas. We're getting more new Pokemon, hopefully. Like, we know about Kubfu, we know about Galarian Slowpoke. Supposedly, there might be something with Jinx. Which, I would love for Jinx to get an evolution. Just because it was originally Jinx, Magmar, and Electabuzz. Then they all got pre-evolutions. Smoochum, Elekid, and Magby. And then we got Magmortar and Electivire, but Jinx never got an evolution. And that was always kind of disappointing. So I think a Jinx evolution could be really cool. I especially like the idea back in the day of Jinx having a what's it called? God, what is that called? Like, I remember people were like, hey, wouldn't it be cool if Jinx had, like, a Hawaiian dancer kind of thing going on? And I always thought that would have been cool, but they never did it. So we're getting better. The one I gave had defense, right? Oh, also, I caught it in a Dream Ball. For some reason, people care about that. I don't get it. But yeah, I don't see it as selling Pokemon. I do think it's the Pokemon, because, like, I think it could have been worse. I think they legitimately could have just re-released Sword and Shield again. Probably called it, like I said, probably released 2 new games. Instead of doing, like, the Platinum or Emerald routes, they would have gone the Ultra Sun and Moon route, and, Sharpened Sword and Hardened Shield. I think the route they're going is much better. And maybe in, like, a year or 2, we'll get a Diamond and Pearl remake. I would, though, love a 3rd DLC, because I think Isle of Armor is based on the Isle of Man, and then Crown Tundra is based on Scotland? So I would love a 3rd DLC next year that adds in the remaining 200 Pokemon, and it's based on Ireland. It's a smaller, basically treat it like a mini region. It's based on Ireland, it's got the remaining Pokemon. There's, like, a mini gym challenge. There's a champion of, like, it, and, like, maybe even kind of, because Pokemon has dipped into the real world. That's kind of one of the things people love about Gen 5, is that it tackled the idea of, like, animal rights activists in Pokemon. And while I know Ghetsis as a villain sucks, N was pretty good. But wouldn't it be kind of interesting if, like, you go to this new region based on Ireland, and, like, the big internal, like, there's no villain team, but you've got people divided into, like, 2 factions. One faction considers themselves, like, natives of that region and believe in that region's independence. The other side believes in, that they consider themselves both part of that region and people of Galar. Like, they're that mix, and that's kind of what the story centers around. Maybe the champion is on one side, maybe there's another very important person on the other side. You do, like, a mini gym challenge, and then maybe you gotta pick which side do you want. Do you want the liberation side, or do you want the coexistence side? And that's up to the player to decide. I think that could be really cool. Will the Pokemon Company do it? Probably not. But I do, a 3rd DLC based on, like, Ireland. Another $30 and make it, like, a larger area. And make it, like, it's a larger wild area style area. But it's got, like, the only thing that's separate is, like, towns. So, like, the town there and the town there. But it's, like, a giant thing. Everything's connected by, like, the wild area. It's as if the only way to get to a town was through the wild area. And the wild area was, like, 4 times the size. I think that would be really cool. Maybe put a wall somewheres, you know, and then you have a Good Friday. I don't know. That's just my ideas. Yeah, I'm fine with the Pokemon Direct. We also got Pokemon DX Mystery Dungeons. I'm interested in it. My brother is way more interested in it than me, probably. And what else? What else? And I have not played a Pokemon Mystery Dungeons in a while. I liked Explorers of Darkness, but but I will probably. Because originally I wasn't going to get it because of Final Fantasy VII, but Final Fantasy VII got delayed. Let's keep this one. That one's close, but no cigar. Close, but no cigar. This is the one we want. And then also, so originally during the Direct, they were like, hey, stay tuned, later on this month, we're going to be giving information away about Pokemon Home. And I was like, oh, okay, information about Pokemon Home, that's cool. And then a few weeks later, we did get some information on Pokemon Home. And then they just dropped, like, they were like, hey, guess what? One night, it just dropped. They just surprise dropped Pokemon Home. Which, I mean, in theory, I'm fine with. Does this have... Okay, good. This one does have Psychic Surge. So, yep, it's got everything but special attack. And this one has everything but defense. Yep, so hopefully this should be the last NDD we need. We should get it hopefully within the next 5 eggs. We should get it by 30. Just making sure it has Psychic Surge. Okay. Yeah, so Pokemon Home launch, if you booted it up, you got a Pikachu, and I think you get one of the starters. I should have picked Bulbasaur, but I think I picked one of the other ones. Not like I don't have all the other ones. But yeah, it's cool. You have to pay for it. I think it's $15 a year, which technically isn't that much. I don't know. I'm probably gonna buy it. And I have used the GTS. Like, that's how I got a Pokemon from the GTS. And I think they did update it. You know, I can look this up right now because I have the app on my phone. So that way you can, like... My phone is... I don't know why my storage keeps running low on my phone. Like, I've cleared out all sorts of files. And it's always saying my storage is running low. Oh god, I gotta update it. But yeah, so one of the things back in 2017 for the 20th anniversary of Pokemon, I wanted to finally get a living dex where I go and get every Pokemon from every game. Actually, I don't think I've ever used that. So. I don't know why my phone is so low on space. Like I had like 2 gigs empty, and now it's already filled up. I don't think that app's still used anymore. And God, why is that app so big? Actually, let's get rid of this one. But yeah, I started this thing, and I did Gen 1. I got all of Gen 1. I've got that all done on the 3DS version. And I also did it in Let's Go Pikachu, Let's Go Eevee a few years later. And then I started Gen 2. And around like the 7th gym, I got bored, so I put it down. I played along with Chuggaaconroy on Platinum, and I think I'm also around like the 7th gym there, but I just put it down and haven't picked it back up. X and Y I started, didn't finish, then I finished last year. And then Sun and Moon I also did a playthrough of last year. And then I've got the complete X and Y. But I went back, but see, the thing about Sun and Moon and X and Y is that I had the dex, but I didn't have the living dex. So for the past, since Pokemon Home has released, I've been working on the living dex. Getting the Pokemon is easy. Right? Like, getting all the Pokemon is super easy. The hard part is getting them to evolve. I have fought the Elite Four in X and Y. I probably fought it 20 times. And I did get everything. I think the only Pokemon I'm missing right now is Goodra. And that's because Goodra only evolves in the rain. And I thought, oh, I could just use Rain Dance. Nope, Rain Dance didn't work. So it's not letting me install Pokemon Home Update. Why? I have no flippin' idea. But yeah, that's it. And it has yet... And while I didn't check in yesterday or the day before, I might check in after this. It has yet to rain since I started doing this National Dex thing. And it's annoying. But other than that, I have everything. I have all the Mega Evolutions. Sun and Moon, I was expecting it to take about as long, because it took me probably like 5 days to get the full X and Y Dex. And I was expecting the new one to take just as long. But right now, it's not, actually. I'm only missing the Tapus, and that's it. I'm legitimately... Oh, and I'm missing Galarian Persian. But other than that, I have all of Gen 7. I don't know why it keeps giving me males. Okay, you suck. You suck. So all those suck. But yeah, I have everything in Gen 7, and then, I don't know. I might take a break for a while. Because again, I haven't even bought Home. Because Galarian Persian, and the reason why that one's taken forever is because it evolves with Happiness. If it wasn't for the fact that it evolves with Happiness, I would have it by now. But yeah, I need to do all the Tapus. And then, do I get all the Legendaries? Because there's the whole wormhole thing. I've got all the Ultra Beasts. I got all of them. But do I get, what are some of the Legendaries? Do I get, like, because I'll get, like, ones like Cobalion and, I have Articuno, Zapdos, and Moltres. I have Xerneas. But, like, ones like Ho-Oh. I don't know if I have Ho-Oh in Gen 3. And it will one day. We already know it'll be available in Gen 7 eventually with the DLC. Yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of up in the air about what to do about that. What else? Yeah, that's been the main game I've been playing. I've been doing a lot of Pokemon Home. I've been working on those. You know, we'll probably get into games I'm playing here, and we're probably gonna take like a quick break. I'm gonna get a drink. So yeah, I cannot update Pokemon Home. Yeah, and then I've been doing Sword and Shield. Like I said, I've been working on my Battle Cup. I finished the decks. Yeah, it's fascinating. It's fun to do. I don't know if I'm gonna play Home. I don't know. And then I gotta get a living. Luckily, you know what's so great about this game? Just go off on a side tangent here. With getting a complete dex, it's this stuff right here. These candies make getting a living dex a joke. Because before you had to just grind in the Elite Four all day. These candies, you can just sit here and get the living dex with the candies. Oh my god, it's one of the best inclusions in all of Pokemon. It seriously is amazing. Yeah, I guess we can talk about other games I've been playing. I booted up Luigi's Mansion 3 again. I was curious. Now that I had online. Technically, I had done everything in Luigi's Mansion 3, but there's the Scare Scraper, and there are specific Scare Scraper ghosts that only appear in that mode. And I kind of wanted to get that just for 100% completion, and so I booted up Luigi's Mansion, played Scare Scraper for a little bit. Some people are not good at that game. Some people do not pay. Like, there are certain rooms that you need to get every player in to open a door. So many times, players would just not get in the room. Like, they're off doing their own thing, and you, like, try to guide them over, and they just will not listen. It's infuriating. But I did get a few. I didn't get them all. I eventually just, like, I grew tired of it, but... And I liked the Scare Scraper in the 3DS mode. But it was just some people were dense. I used the Switch Online app for the first time to do voice chat with some people, and... Oh, hey, the egg hatched. I thought I'd picked up the item. But yeah, it was interesting, because I still really like Luigi's Mansion 3. It was a pretty good game. Yeah, so I did that. Because I got into... I talked about... No, I technically didn't talk about this. But I did get Nintendo Switch Online back. Nope. Nope. These do still have calm nature, right? Yeah, they do. Okay, good. They do still get Psychic Surge. Okay. Yeah, so I was playing... So I did that. And then with Nintendo Switch Online back, I got access to Killer Queen Black again. Because I don't think Killer Queen Black worked without Nintendo Switch Online. I could have been wrong. Which was a game that came out back in, like, September, and I was like, oh, this looks interesting. I picked it up, and I enjoyed it, but they got an update recently that allows 8 players on one Switch. And it went on sale as well for, like, really cheap. It was, like, $10. If you're at all... Look up some gameplay of it. And now that you can do 8 players on one Switch, if you, like, go and, like, hang out with large groups of friends, it's a great party game. It's really fun. I like it. I've been playing online again. I've won a few games. I don't love being the queen. I like being one of the worker bees. Getting a snail victory is super satisfying because so basically there's a queen and 3 worker bees, and your goal is to win either by killing the opponent's queen 3 times. That's military. Taking a bunch of berries and taking them back to your base. That's economic. Or getting a snail like, you can race a snail across a map, and that gets you snail. It's called something, but like, it's snail victory. Super fun game. Super fun game, that Killer Queen Black. I was playing it a little bit. I don't think I've played it this month, actually. That was back in January. Because this has been over a month in the making. I was waiting to do this until a Nintendo Direct happened. Specifically the big Nintendo Direct. That it'll get announced next week, and we'll be right back here doing it again. Actually, if we do this again, I'll probably do it in Smash Bros. We'll probably check out Byleth if I do this again next week. I have been playing Smash Bros. Yes, Byleth did come out. I did finally buy the Smash Bros. DLC. I have not bought Cuphead yet. We'll talk about Byleth after because once we get this in DD and start IV training it, we're gonna take a quick break, and then I'm gonna go refill my water, and then we'll unbox some Amiibo. What else have I been playing? So with Colleague started up again, I have to read a lot of books for Colleague, and by read I mean audiobook. I also got back into reading just general books. Like, there's this book series I was working on last year, and I was in the 4th book? Yeah, I was in the 4th book. I was at the very beginning. Like, I just finished the 3rd book, just started the 4th book, and I put it down, and I was finally like, I'm gonna get back into it. So I did the 4th book, and I'm like halfway through the 5th book. But, because of that, because I've had to do a lot of reading, I like to play a game, right? Because reading, like listening to audiobooks and whatnot, just is not enough stimulation. And in our modern world, where we are just filled with stimulation, right? Like, just sitting there and listening to a book isn't enough. So I like to do something else while listening to books. There are 2 things. Minecraft, which I have not played Minecraft since I got every achievement. Well, okay, I went back to get some of the old achievements. Like, when they added in bees, I went and got the bees achievement. But other than that, I have not played Minecraft since then. I kind of want to. I had, like, an idea of something that would be fun to build, but I haven't done it yet. Nope. You're not what I'm looking for. You also suck. I'm going to be so disappointed if it's in a male Indeedee. I am going to be so disappointed. I will try to breed for... I mean, I could probably use a male Indeedee for something. Maybe like a more attack-based Indeedee. Because I think the only difference is abilities. But if I'm going for Psychic Surge ability, it doesn't matter. Because I have two Alchremies. I have a single battle Alcremie and a competitive battle Alcremie. The only difference is Decorate, and I think I taught the double battle in Alcremie Energy Ball, just because I've been teaming it up with Hatrina, and Hatrina knows... Hatrina, by default, has Mystical Fire, and the other one has Mystical Fire, so instead I gave it Energy Ball to cover the water weakness, and it has. That Energy Ball came in great. But yeah, I've been playing Dead Cells. The Dead Cells DLC came out with the Bad Seed DLC, and it's okay. The new boss is pretty freaking easy, but that's not a bad thing at all. So there's this thing in Dead Cells that are like boss cells. And I've never read a wiki or anything. Well, okay, I did look up one thing on a wiki just because I was more curious. I was more curious than anything else, but I really have not looked up anything on that game. But I finally found out how boss cells work. Because I figured boss cells you got from beating bosses. It might have done something with, there's like a mirror, and every time I looked at it, it showed me a boss. So I figured it had something to do with that. I still don't know what that mirror does, by the way. Because I've done what the mirror asked, and it did not do anything. Like, I killed the boss, the Raging Contagion, and it didn't do anything. Maybe it gave me more cells, I don't know. But is that how, maybe the mirror gives you more cells? Like, it'll tell you, like, an enemy or a boss or whatever, and that enemy boss will give you more cells. Maybe that's what the mirror does? That could be possible. I don't know. But so I got back into Dead Cells. So there's like this axe that like explodes. It doesn't explode, but it shoots projectiles. It's pretty good. There are like these scythes, these like claw scythes that there's like a left and a right one. I have the left one, and I'm assuming I have to kill the boss with the left one to get the right one, because the boss will not drop the right one. There's a ton of other new stuff, but I finally figured out how the boss stem cells work. And my first 4 runs with the boss stem cells went terrible. I couldn't even get to the first boss. Then my 5th run, I got to the final boss and could not beat the final boss. I have gotten to the final boss with just the first boss stem cell. So going from normal mode to hard mode. I've gotten to the final boss, the Hand of the King, 5 times. I haven't even gotten it below half health. The Hand of the King just destroys me. The Contagion, the thing on the bridge, the Timekeeper, I haven't even attempted the Giant. All those bosses, easy peasy. Well, depending on my gear. The Hand of the King is just destroying me. I try to do something more strategic, doesn't work. I try to do something more, right? I try to play it offensive, doesn't work. I try to use, is it called Giant's Bane? It's like, for beating the Giant, you get a blueprint to like the Giant Sword, or it's called like Giant's Bane, that does extra damage on bosses. And I was like, oh, maybe that'll help. Nope, that did not help at all. Well, maybe it got me farther than like my other ones, but I cannot beat it. I have all 4 health flasks to use most of the time. I cannot beat it. It's kicking my ass so hard, and I don't know why. On normal mode, I can easily beat the Hand of the King. I'm not going to say it's the easiest boss, because I think I've only ever beaten the first boss, the one on the Black Bridge, without taking a hit. I've never beat the Contagion, and I've never beat the Timekeeper, or definitely never beat the Giant. I think I've gotten close with the Contagion, actually. Don't quote me on that. But it's driving me crazy. That's like, I want to beat it so bad. God, that game is so good. And it's the perfect, like, because there are games like Enter the Gungeon and Wilmot's Warehouse, where I'm like, oh, this would be fun to play this game and listen to an audiobook, but it's too much stimulation. Like it requires too much like brain processing power to play, right? But then there are games like Minecraft and Dead Cells that are just like it. I need brain power to do it, but not too much that I can't focus on my audiobook. And that's what I love Dead Cells, man. If I said it last year, if I could put it on my Game of the Year list again, I most definitely would. And it was on my Game of the Year list in 2017 or 2018. Pretty low, and it would, but yeah, it probably would have gone a lot higher. It's such a good game. God, do I love it so much. These indeed just aren't working out for me. Let's see, what else? I think that's it. I mean, we'll talk about Smash Bros. After I get back from the break. I've been to the movies several times. The Oscars happened. I am so glad Parasite won. Parasite was the one I was rooting for. I do an Oscar bet every year. And I have not won the last 2 years. I did not win this year, and I did not win last year. I won the year before that. It's usually like the documentary. There are people who are like, I usually don't see the documentary short subject. And that's the one that screws me over. But I was so glad Parasite won. It was really cool to see Jojo Rabbit win Best Adapted Screenplay. I wish Knives Out had won Best Original Screenplay. And yes, I know the Oscars are pointless, but the meaning of the Oscars is that they have no meaning. That's kind of the point, right? The only meaning is whatever meaning we give it. I don't know. I enjoy it. I totally can see the problems with it. And yes, it does mean nothing, but I wish Knives Out had won. Parasite winning Best Original Screenplay is fine, but Knives Out was so clever. That was such a good screenplay. But I'm glad Parasite won. Parasite was great. Winning Best Director. Because originally in my bet, I was between Marriage Story and The Irishman winning. I was like, it's going to be one of those two. Netflix is finally going to get the Oscar it wants so much. And then like last minute, right before the show started, I was like, hey, I'm changing it to Parasite. And that paid off. Nope, it doesn't have Synchronize. Shit. Or it doesn't have Psychic Search. That has Inner Focus. So I've got two ones. I've got two ones that have good IVs, but what's the point? They're not the right gender. That sucks. I hopefully should get it soon. But yeah, so the Oscars, I lost my bet. I lost it by like, I think I got less than half. Like, there were some that I was glad I predicted. There was the only other big upset, I guess, was Toy Story 4 winning Best Animated. Toy Story 4 did not deserve Best Animated. Not even close. What one? Oh, Elton John won Best Score. That was another one that I was... Actually, I'm fine with that. I bet against Elton John. Which is what screwed me over last year, was betting against Bohemian Rhapsody. Bohemian Rhapsody sucks. That movie is not that great. Rocketman was fine. Like, it was a fine movie. I liked it better than Bohemian Rhapsody, that's for sure. What else? So the Oscars happened. I went and saw Birds of Prey. At first I was like, yeah, no, that was pretty good. I had some problems with it. The editing's kind of weird, where, like, they start off telling the story, and then, like, 20, 30 minutes in, they jump back to the beginning, and then come back and tell the story, like, again, but from... So they originally telling it from Harley Quinn's perspective, and then they jump back and tell it from Black Canary's perspective with Cassandra Cain in there and whatnot. And it was just like, that was kind of weird editing, and there was one or two scenes where I was just kind of like, eh. But overall, I really enjoyed that movie, and the more I think about it, the more I really like it. It was really good, and it sucks that it's not doing well at the box office. It deserves to be doing better. It's a lot of fun. The action is great. Like, there's a lot of scenes where it's like, like there's a scene in a prison where it's happening in the rain, or it's not raining. It's The sprinklers are on. There is no reason for that scene to have sprinklers in it, but they did it because they could, and it makes a better action scene in my opinion. And yeah, but I think the movie was great. Margot Robbie does great as Harley Quinn. I liked Inigo Montoya. I liked Black Canary. The standout, though, was Huntress. Because she's like the socially awkward person, and everyone calls her the crossbow killer. And it's super funny. Every line out of her mouth was great. People played off her. She's not in the movie enough. And I know people have admitted that, yeah. She was great, but she needed to be in more of this. But it was great. Ewan McGregor as Black Mask. Black Mask is not a good Batman villain. Like, he's just a mobster with a kind of cool design. That's all Black Mask has going for him. But Ewan McGregor killed it in this role. Made Black Mask interesting. Zsasz, I didn't even know Zsasz was in it until they said his name like halfway through. I was like, oh, cool, that's... Because Victor Zsasz could never hold, like, a Batman movie on his own. But playing support to Black Mask? No, pretty good. Pretty good use of Victor Zsasz. I would totally... It's not going to get a sequel, sadly. Like, I would love a sequel where they introduce Poison Ivy. It just didn't do well enough at the box office. It should have. It should have done better. If you haven't seen it, go see it. It gets my highest recommendation. Of stuff playing right now, you know, like, because your other option is the Sonic movie. The Sonic movie is, I'm not going to come in lambast. Like, there's a lot of people who are lambasting this. There's a lot of people who really like this movie. But there's also a lot of people who are lambasting this movie just because it's another, like, 90s. It's basically Hop again, and that's not wrong. But the difference between Sonic and Hop is that I actually kind of like Sonic in this movie. Like, Sonic is fun, he's got a personality. I do have problems with it. It's about on par with Detective Pikachu. I'd argue it might be better than Detective Pikachu. I still enjoy Detective Pikachu more because it's Detective Pikachu and I am the Pokemon Company's bitch. Like, they own me. Remember, Sword and Shield was my game of the year last year. I am the Pokemon Company's bitch. It's bad. But yeah, no, Sonic movie was pretty... I enjoyed it. I'd give it my old review score I used to review games. And I had a score that was labeled fine. It was originally labeled okay. If I ever bring that review series back, I'm going to label it fine. I'd give Detective Pikachu a fine. Okay, that one is it this one? I thought, yeah, this one. Come on. God, why are some of these so bad? Let's just store them right here for now. God, they either have... They have either the right... Or, wait, what was this one? Okay, this one has Psychic Surge. But I want a female. I want a or not in that box, in this box. I want a female. You go down here with this Dragapult I don't like. There's my two Alcremies. Oh, this Alcremie? It's got all 6 perfect IVs. It was one I picked up from the, the Alcremie event, which is over now. But yeah, it had 6 perfect IVs. I love it. I love the Rainbow Alcremie so much. The whites also, like this white with the strawberry, not bad. Like, it's a lot better than... God, where's the other box of Alcremie? This lemon one. Oof. 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 So, I guess we're gonna do some more. Because I want that female. I want that female Alcremie. We're gonna actually I'm gonna take a break real quick. I'm gonna go get some more water. And when we come back, we're unboxing some Amiibo. So I'll be back in a minute. Alright, I'm back. Let me... yeah. Let me... Let's try that. Yep, that looks good. Let's kill that. Let's come over here. Let's get the webcam fully front. Let's kill the game. Let's kill the in-game volume real quick. So yeah, you know, I know some like YouTubers are like, oh, the face reveal has to be like a special thing, right? You gotta save it for like a special moment, blah blah blah. I mean, like, I am not the brightest mug in the world, you know. You know, let's leave it there. You can see right there my copies of One Night Ultimate Werewolf, Cyanide and Happiness Game, and Secret Hitler. Secret Hitler, best board game ever made. You can quote me on that. But yeah, so actually, yeah, let's move it back here. I went and got water. Yeah. Yeah, okay, I didn't mute the right thing. Have a little ice cream. So we got 2 amiibo. We got... Ooh. You got my lemonade... You saw my lemonade bottles. My Nuka-Cola Quantum. I may not be the biggest Fallout fan, but this was a cool kit. It is so dusty. Oh my god, that was a mistake to touch that. It is so dusty. Yeah, Nuka-Cola Quantum. I have a lot of shit on my desk. I've shown the Nuka-Cola Quantum off before. But yeah, so we've got Richter, who is... I don't really have a light. Ooh, that kind of sucks. Like, I don't really have a light. When we unbox it, well, I'll get a light on it. We've got Richter, and we've got Zero Suit Samus. Cool. They're both nice looking figures. Zero Suit Samus is very shiny, which I know some people aren't gonna... I know you cannot see it because it's dark in here, and... You know, I'm surprised, because this is the corner of the room. I wonder if that back wall would work as a green screen. Probably not, and I need to fix this light. Like, I know if I raise the camera up higher, it'll work, but I don't want you to see, like, all of this back here. Hey, it's my 3DS. I still play this sucker. It's still... this might be Nintendo's best system they've ever made. Switch is giving it a good run for its money, but... So yeah, let's start off with Richter, I guess. Let's break them out of the box. We'll just break them both out of the box, and then I'll... see. So I'd have to get right there. Yeah, no, that just made things worse. And you need that light. God, that light is bad. Focus. Yeah, sure. You can see my closet with all my shirts. Or, well, at least that half. The other half are hanging on hooks on the other side. God, that light is so bad. And I can't open... I don't know how I'm going to get around that. I mean, I guess I could get a lamp, like, right there. Right here is all the space taken up by my amiibos, which after I open... Right now, they're still in boxes from when I did the Smash stream New Year's? Alright, let's just open Richter up, shall we? Oh, also, can you see it? There's a hole in this one. I don't know if it got burned or what, But there's a hole in it. Come on, clean. Oof. Ooh. I say oof a lot. I've realized that recently. I've been saying oof a lot. It's just, it's so good for, like, when things go wrong. It's the modern Gen Z thing. Even though I'm technically millennial. I'll turn back on the monitor to get a better view of it here in a minute. Richter. It's nice, man. God, these amiibos are so nice. And we got shiny Zero Suit Samus. So dark. Yeah, and then after this, it's just the DLC characters. When are we gonna get When are we going to start getting them? Who knows? We have production dates. Ooh, that's just as bad. We have production dates for Joker. But other than that, we don't know anything else. And they might wait and do... I could see them doing several DLC characters at once. It's not... That was easier. Okay. Alright, let's turn back on this TV. Let's show these suckers off. I did hit the right button. Yep, there we go. So we got Richter. Focus. God, that looks nice. God, it's just such a nice... God, like, the amiibos went up in price, and that sucks. But God, they still look so good. God, the detail is something else, man. Like, you look at someone like the earlier face, like... Look at that face. Compare it to... And I dropped it. Shit. And it shattered into a billion pieces. Compare that to... where is it? Focus. Actually, that doesn't look that bad. That's not that bad, actually. There are some goofy looking Marths. I guess I just don't have one of them. And what you gonna do? Yeah, whatever. Whatever. Let's look at Zero Suit Samus. Did you see, like, this focus? It just does not want to focus. Come on. Whatever. It looks it's very sparkly. I'd say it looks nice though. I'd say it looks pretty nice. There we go. There we go. That's not bad. That is not bad at all. Oops. And I lost it. See, and you can kind of see the sparkly on it. Not really. I guess it doesn't really show up in the webcam. It is sparkly, though. And I like it. I think they're both nice looking. The detail in that's really nice. I'm glad they put in another Metroid character other than Ridley. Because Ridley's cool and all, but... It's Metro. See, the thing is, I will always consider Metroid Nintendo's third biggest franchise. It's kind of like DC Comics has the Trinity: Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman. Nintendo kind of has the same thing: Mario, Link, Samus. But Samus just doesn't like Samus. Metro, for as innovative and revolutionary as Metroid Prime and Super Metroid are, they don't Metroid games don't do that well, and some have a bad reputation. Federation Force happened. But it's cool to see Metroid get more representation. They're cool. They're cool figures. I still got tons of amiibos over here on this desk. I've got all the shelf, but yeah, my shelves over here, and I'm going to redo. Now that I've got those two open, I should probably do that. I should also probably at some point do these. You can see the dust on top. Ew. These have been sitting on my desk since May of last year. I have all 4 of them, and they've just been sitting there. I mean, they look nice. But yeah, I should probably unbox those at some point, especially if I'm redoing the shelf. I've got a few of the Animal Crossing amiibos up there. I gotta put the link. I have no idea what I'm gonna do with the Guardian. The Guardian is so big, and right now it probably takes up the spot of like 10 amiibo. That's how big it is. And right now it's just kind of all spread out because it can be, because there's nothing up there except for like no, there's still a lot of shit up there. It's just none of the Smash ones. I got shit in my eye. Yeah, that's our amiibo unboxing. I know it's shorter than usual, but I kind of always want to make it shorter. Let's kill that. Let's kill that. Wrong one. Here we go. Back to some Pokemons. It's a Pokemons. Put the webcam back. Alright, let's move the mic, center the mic again. And let's get back to breeding those Indeedee. And then we'll do some IB training, I guess. So next up, let's talk about Byleth. Let's go off of exactly where I left off. So the Byleth Direct happened. I was fine with it. I know a lot of people hate Fire Emblem. Personally, I get that there's a lot of them. But like I was just talking about the Trinity, right? Mario, Link, Samus. Or Mario games, Legend of Zelda games, and then Metroid games. But Metroid games kind of never do that well. But you know what series does really well, especially recently? Fire Emblem games. You could make a good argument that Fire Emblem is the third point in Nintendo's Trinity. That's why there are so many Fire Emblem characters. Now, should there be more Zelda characters? Definitely. I don't like... honestly, you know what would be cool? I mean, so we got some information about the Smash Bros. So, we'll get to it. But yeah, so Fire Emblem is probably one of Nintendo's biggest franchises. I mean, I don't think it's selling as many as like Smash Bros. Or Pokemon does, which I do not consider Pokemon a Nintendo franchise. That's a very clear thing. Pokemon belongs to the Pokemon Company. Oh, woo, another male Indeedee, yay. I don't like the mail-in. It's fine. And I like the butler maid thing that it's going for. I just don't like it as much. But, Pokemon, alright, I consider its own thing. But we got Byleth, and a lot of people threw a bitch fit, Ho's mad. And I heard a lot, like the backlash is interesting. Because people were so mad about people saying Ho's mad. The problem is people are so predictable. People wouldn't be saying Ho's mad if we didn't know for a fact that the Ho's were in fact mad. People were fucking pissed. And a lot of people were like, oh, that killed the Fighter's Pass for me. No, the Fighter's Pass was amazing. Yes, did it not end the strongest? Sure. But Joker, Banjo, Terry, I guess, Hero's huge in Japan. Banjo's big here in the West. Joker's cool to see. Still haven't played Persona 5 yet. Oh, no, I haven't played it. It's all cool to see. The Fighter's Pass was great. And I feel like since Roy and Marth were so big in Melee, I feel like Fire Emblem is just a part of Smash Bros. It's a part that people don't like to admit, but it's an important part nevertheless, because there's a lot of them. But what I like about because I will admit, there are one too many characters that play like Marth. However, Robin, Corrin, and Byleth all play completely differently. And you know what else pisses me off? People do Corrin dirty. Don't get me wrong, I'll admit, Fates, Birthright, and Conquest are not the greatest Fire Emblem moves. I'll totally admit the third one, Revelations, was it called Revelations? The third path, where you, like, the neutral ground path. I'll agree that sucked, but Fates and Conquest were decent. So I think Conquest was better than Fates. I didn't play Conquest, I only played Fates. Or Birthright, I mean. But yeah, people did Fire Emblem. People do Corrin dirty because they don't love that game. But playing Smash Bros, Corrin is one of the funnest characters to play. Byleth is also super fun to play. Getting either a fully charged arrow or the axe, like getting the axe, getting those attacks off, are one of the most satisfying thing. Holy shit, is it satisfying to get Byleth's axe off. God, it's so good. What else? Yeah, the stage is great. The stage is a lot of fun. Now that I bought the DLC, I've played as all the characters. I don't really care for all of them, admittedly. God, why do all these Indeedee? Like, all these Indeedees. Can female and male Indeedee breed? That's a good question. I'll get it eventually. Even if I have to clear out an entire other box to do it. I will get this. I mean, I'll get this again. Because... But yeah, I think playing as all the DLC characters, they're all good to play as. Terry's okay. He's probably my least favorite. Joker got nerfed when the first time I played as Joker, he got nerfed in the update. Joker's pretty good. I don't love his recovery, but my one problem with Byleth is the recovery. Just because I am not good at grapple hook recoveries. Banjo's fun. The side special feels great. Hero is interesting. It's a lot like Robin. There's some differences. I also cannot figure out Hero's recovery. You have to hold it, and I'm really bad at holding it. Like, I always forget to hold it. What else? Even though I think Terry's kind of whatever, I do totally agree. Terry's stage, the King of Fighters one, is one of the best stages. Hitting people off of the wall and then shattering the wall, super satisfying. Mementos has amazing music. Byleth stage is pretty good. I love Fates and Three Houses theme song. But yeah, I'm really satisfied with Byleth. And we are going to get more DLC characters. They announced that the Fighters Pass will continue, and we're getting another 6 fighters. And Sakurai said this week that... So he said 2 things. One is that these are the last 6 characters. After this, he's done. I mean, he might change his mind, but I doubt it. I doubt we're getting 100. Because we're up to 80 plus right now. I doubt we're getting any more characters. Well, okay, I could see Sakurai leaving Smash Bros. And leaving his team behind to do like an Echoes Fighter Pass. Because you better believe I'd pay money for an Echoes Fighters Pass. Give me that Shadow the Hedgehog, yo. Like Shadow the Hedgehog with... Basically have Shadow the Hedgehog be Sonic, but with Joker's side special. or side B or whatever. Yep, I'd buy that in a heartbeat. If Shadow the Hedgehog comes. But the DLC Fighters Pass, totally looking forward to it. But he also said that the characters were chosen by, that they've already been chosen, and they were chosen by Nintendo. I mean, we saw it, it makes sense. I still want Rex and Pyra, man. Especially with Xenoblade. I could see Rex and Pyra being the first DLC character. Because Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition is probably coming out in May. Like, there's a bunch of rumors right now that it's coming out in May. I could see it come out in May, and then maybe in June, they do a simultaneous launch for Rex and Pyra. I could see that. I could totally see that. Because I don't think we're getting a new Fighters Pass character until June. I think that, at least, they might announce it in, like, the next Nintendo Direct, but I don't see it releasing until, like, June. But God, I want Rex and... Have all these Indeedys been male? I think maybe one was female. I wonder if I'd have better luck... I don't know, this could be a mistake. Yeah, all of them were male. Wow. See, for some reason, I thought you couldn't get Indeedee female through... Okay, let's take out... Let's take out this Indeedee. No, I did not want to take out the Ditto. Shit. I'm honestly surprised it's taking me this long. Well, it's just because I'm stingy about the female-male thing. Was it this? It was this one, wasn't it? Because if I can get a female, or if I can get male from a female, maybe I can get the female from the male. It's got Psychic Surge, so we'll see. I might also start just releasing some of those Indeedee. Who knows? But yeah, I'm satisfied with Byleth. But I could... Breath of the Wild 2 is coming out this year. I could see them adding in a new Zelda character for Breath of the Wild 2 at the very... At least, my prediction is it's coming out this year. I could see a Breath of the Wild character making it. Maybe one of the champions. That would be cool. Because, God, I love the champ. Like, it would be really cool to see the champions as, like, a Pokemon fighter. Like a Pokemon trainer kind of character. That would take way too much development time. Because the Pokemon trainer is basically 3 characters in one. But I could see, like, the Breath of the Wild champions, that would be really cool. I want a Shovel Knight costume. That is my biggest hope. Is a Shovel Knight. I'd love a Shovel Knight costume. And I could see a Minecraft Steve costume. I could see that as well. With the DLC, another DLC character being Master Chief. I don't think Doomslayer... I would love Doomslayer. I would love Doomslayer, man. It's a gaming icon. But instead of Doomslayer, if we got Master Chief, I would not complain. Especially if they released the Master Chief Collection on Switch, which was rumored for a while. And, God, playing Halo 2 again. God, I would love to play Halo 2 again. Ah, God. I have such nostalgia for that game. But yeah, Smash Bros. Is great. It's great. I'm still working on Spirits. I think I'm right under 1,000. So I'm still missing like 300. Not including DLC. I have not done the DLC characters yet, but I hear they're pretty easy actually. But yeah. We got a Cuphead Mii costume. I think I talked about that already. I bought the Sans costume. And I'll probably buy the Cuphead eventually. Next up, we got, oh, you know, one other thing in Smash. So, Imran Khan, the former informer Imran Khan, who's currently working for Kinda Funny, he's great on Kinda Funny Games Daily. He's great. I mean, I followed him on Twitter for a while. I've talked about him before. I guess he said that at some point, Squeenix or Nintendo or somebody approached somebody else about getting Sora in Smash. So Sora in Smash was definitely on the table. But at the time, Disney vetoed it. They said, because the copyright thing with Sora is really interesting. If I remember correctly, it's been a few years. The character of Sora is owned by Disney. However, the outfit Sora wears and like the Keyblade is owned by Squeenix. It's kind of like Geno, I guess. There's like this shared copyright, and you'd need both companies' approval to do it. So I guess Disney vetoed Sora in Smash. Does that mean that the deal will not change? Deals can change all the time. Look at what happened with Spider-Man. We're getting another Spider-Man movie next year because of that. And I'm excited. So I think Sora has a chance. I do agree with that. I can totally believe that Disney did at some point veto Sora in Smash. See, God, look at that. We're so close. Let's throw one of you in here. Let's release some of these in DD. I mean, who cares about half of them? But yeah, I could see Sora having... I can see it happening. I can also see it not happening. What drives me crazy, why do people want so many Square Enix characters? Every list I see of characters people want in Smash has Geno or Sora or 2B from Nier Automata, which I think is Squeenix, right? It has one, if not all three of those characters. Why do people want so many Square Enix characters? Especially when you know Square Enix will let you down. I mean, how many tracks does Cloud have? 2. How many tracks does Hero have? 11, I think. Square Enix is going to let you down on the music. Especially Nier Automata has such good music, and it's not going to be there. I would honestly rather... I've never gotten Geno. And I'm personally not a Sora guy. I would honestly kind of rather have 2B. Just because I hear Nier Automata is so... I haven't played it, but I hear Nier Automata is good. Nah, I kind of gave up. I'm down for Sora at this point. I gave up hope a long time ago. Because my big one was Doom Guy. But yeah, all that happened. Speaking of Disney, we got a new, speaking of Disney Marvel stuff like that with Spider-Man, we got it at the Super Bowl, which happened. Yeah, I read a book the entire time. Like, I did an audiobook. I actually read a book. Same thing, I read Scott Pilgrim, which I know is a graphic novel, and some people say that won't count. I count it. Every year, I read Scott Pilgrim at least once, usually at the Super Bowl. But during the Super Bowl, we got a Marvel trailer for Captain America and the Winter Soldier, which looks fine. I'm glad they're bringing back Zemo, because Zemo was so great in Civil War. And then we got the WandaVision trailer, which the WandaVision trailer looks so good. Like, holy crap, WandaVision looks so good. And then there was the third one. Oh, we got like a hint at Loki and like the interdimensional police, which, yeah, but I'm interested in WandaVision. That's the one that has me excited. Oh shit, I forgot about my ice cream. This has probably already started melting. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, you better believe that started melting. I just completely forgot about it. Yeah, also in trailers, we got a trailer for Fast and the Furious 9. The Fast and the Furious movies are great. They're bottom of the barrel stuff. But God, are they fun. Like, there's no problem with being bottom of the barrel. They're basically superhero movies at this point. But you know what? I like superhero movies. And I like the Fast and the Furious movies. God, it doesn't have the right ability, but it's so close. So, I don't know. This Indeedee thing is taking way longer than I thought it would be. I don't know if we're getting to IV training tonight. Not like last time when I did Ice Cube, I did it wrong. But yeah, Fast and the Furious, they're just fun movies. The fifth one is the best one. And I'm so glad they're bringing back Han. Like, I know, it's superhero comics at this point. And comics are fun. And superhero movies are fun, and Fast and the Furious movies are fun. I watched Hobbs and Shaw, which I missed in theaters. It was dumb, but it was fun. God, Idris Elba is so great. He was so enjoyable in that movie. Ryan Reynolds was in that movie for like a brief minute. Ryan Reynolds is fun. But yeah, the Fast and the Furious movies, they're fun. They have heart. Like, they're always about family. Go check out Patrick H. Willems does a video on him. His Patrick Explains series is fantastic. I gotta put out a new video about Star Wars that I have to watch. God, I got a paper to write this weekend. God, I gotta do that. I'll probably save it till the last minute on Sunday. But yeah, it was the new trailer. John Cena's coming in to play The Rock's brother, or not The Rock, Vin Diesel's brother. That makes perfect sense. They're fun movies, man. They are fun movies. We got a new trailer for New Mutants, which is actually coming out. That's kind of crazy. Kind of crazy that that's coming out. Yeah. So before we get into the Animal Crossing Direct, the last thing I got... Yeah, we're probably just getting this Indeedee tonight. We're not getting into IV training. Unless I get it, like, right now. Yeah, maybe we'll do some Wooloo. So, the Nintendo, what's happening with the coronavirus and the Switch and all that stuff. From how I understand it, so we've gotten two models of the Switch announced. There's an Animal Crossing Switch, which looks amazing. That Animal Crossing Switch is beautiful. I'm perfectly fine with my Switch right now, so I'm not getting that, of course, and I don't have the money to get that. I just bought a PS4 like a few months ago. Plus, I've got to buy actual Animal Crossing the game. But it looks nice. It looks so nice. It's also already sold out everywhere. And then there's a pink Switch Lite, which also looks... You know, I know there's like this whole gender thing about like, oh, blue is for male, pink is for female. But there is nothing manlier than defying gender norms. That's the Man Bomb. That's a Shem comic where it's the Man Bomb. You gotta face all your inner demons, and then you gotta face the biggest demon of them all to prove that you're the manliest person out there by getting in a pink bubbly bath to prove that you've defied gender norms. Great comic. One of the males. Great comic. But, I can't find that. Could I find that? I don't know. But supposedly, because of the coronavirus, a lot of things are happening in Japan. Like, a lot of companies have The Outer Worlds. That was the other game that got delayed. So, like, a lot of companies, like, production is slowing down because, right, you gotta worry about the coronavirus. And, because of that, Switches are already sold out in Japan. Like, you cannot get a new Switch if you want one. Here in America, they're not supposed to have any supply problems. until March. After this Animal Crossing and Pink Switch come out, that's when supply problems are going to start happening. We're good right now, but after that happens, nope, it's probably going to be almost impossible to find a Switch. Which, when supply goes down, demand's still pretty high, so Switches are going to be selling like crazy, and the black market's going to go crazy. It always does. That's what happened with the Wii. So freaking close. Is this... that? See, that one doesn't even have Psychic Surge. Is this one? Yeah. See, here's another perfect Ndidi. I don't get it. I do not get why it's not giving me the female. But yeah, so... and yeah, production... so, and it makes sense. I mean, the coronavirus is worrisome. It is interesting to see how this is going to affect the next generation of consoles. Because the PS4 and the Xbox One, the PS5 and the Xbox Series X are supposed to come out this year. How is the coronavirus? I know companies are claiming that the coronavirus isn't going to affect them. I think either one of the two, Sony or Xbox, said that. Especially in I know Nintendo's has because they don't make all their Switches in China. I want to say Nintendo and Sony also make Switches in... God, is it Vietnam? I think it's Vietnam. They have, in, Malaysia, they have a few places where they make Switches. It's not all China. In there, at least, right, Switch production's going to slow down. PS5 is also definitely going to be affected. Xbox, totally. And then there's the Outer Wilds, or the Outer Worlds, whatever the Obsidian game is, which is supposed to have a Switch port. And originally it came out that, hey, we're doing a physical version, we're doing a physical box, but it isn't going to have a cartridge. It's just going to be it's going to be like a download code. Which, why even put out a box then? Why? But the game, because of the coronavirus outbreak, and I guess the studio is in China or something, they're going to be pushing back the release of the Outer Worlds on Switch. Okay, that's great. And as part of it, they're also going to be updating the physical version to have a cartridge of the game. Good. Cool. And I'm fine with the delay, right? The reasons make sense. Even though delays suck, right? Or, the coronavirus sucks, but it's important to put people's safety first. I don't want to sound like I'm bitching about it. So yeah, I'm fine with all this happening. It makes sense why it all is. People's safety is important. China, the cases of coronavirus keep going up every day. Yep. And I mean, I know there are, there's been several cases in the U.S., there's been some in Australia and England. I don't know about other countries, but I know those are the ones. The one I keep hearing about is the cruise ship. The cruise ships that are offering porn. Or the porn company that's offering people to quarantine on the cruise ship. And then I guess, one of the cruise ships, people got let go, and then, a few people from the ship were reported to have coronavirus, so that kind of threw everything out of whack, and now they had to be re-quarantined. Oof. I guess we can make another lap. But yeah, I think that's it. That's all I've got. I mean, well, we're on now onto the final thing. The Animal Crossing Direct that happened yesterday. And the update that literally came out an hour before I started this stream, if that. So, we'll talk about, I'll save all the cloud save stuff for the end. Because that was the original story until the Direct happened. So I'll save that. So the Direct itself, pretty freaking good. It's an Animal Crossing game. And we already had certain standards for what an Animal Crossing game is. But it looks even better than what we were expecting. This new Animal Crossing game looks great. God, does it look good. I'm excited. Oh, God, am I excited for this? There's features that stand out. The building, right? The building permit that allows you to make paths. We already knew about that part. But when you can edit the terrain, you can build higher ground, you can build water tiles. That's just so cool. That's like a Minecraft Dragon Quest Builder style feature. A lot of people have been comparing it to Minecraft. What it reminds me more of is Dragon Quest Builders, which is literally a game I've never played. But Dragon Quest Builders was more about like building up towns and whatnot and castles, whereas Minecraft's just kind of whatever you want to do. I mean, you can build a town. I've built towns. I mean, I showed off my Minecraft world one time on stream. It was fun. Okay, let's see. What do we got? You suck. You're not half bad. You're great. And you're going to disappoint me. God damn. All these female Indeedis. So disappointing. We've gotten 3 Psychic Surge ones right now. But I cannot get a female Psychic Surge 5IV. And I don't know why. I'm surprised they're getting... Like, I did... Like, you saw, I showed off the Choodles earlier. I got 5IV Perfect Nature Choodle in less than 12 eggs. I think it was 11. And, I mean, yes, some of them have... Like, Duraludon took forever. Morpeko took a box. Toxapeck took 2 boxes, technically. But that one's more complicated, because I had to rebreed Toxapeck. Dragapult took 2 boxes, because I had to rebreed Dragapult at some point. I had to give it an egg move. Dragapult probably took 3 boxes, actually, because it took 2 boxes to do the first time. And then it took another box to do the egg move. Roly-Poly only took a box. Hatrina only took a box. Alcremie I didn't even have to worry about. Yeah, so that looks great. Some of the villagers, we got some new villagers. There's this bear that, like, it reminds me of an Aurora Borealis. It's got stars for eyes. It's got, like, a very bright color palette. Kind of like it's pinks and blues, kind of like ice cream or whatnot. I would say its name is Aurora. However, there's already a penguin named Aurora, so it's probably not named Aurora. We know there are 383 villagers. There's also a cat. One of the new ones is a cat that's got like 2 different eyes, and it's like a businessman cat. That looks pretty nice. The new villagers look nice. I will never see them. It's just, God, there's so many cool stuff. I already have some ideas for like a town. Like, I kind of want to make like, kind of like, oh God, how do I even put this? Like, I want a square that is where like all the villagers live, and then I want another area where like the town hall is, and then another area where all the shops are, and then there's like a nature path between them. Like, I can see it in my head, but I don't know if it's practical to do in game, you know. What else? There's just tons of nice features. That new Mystery Island thing that's replacing Tortimer's Island, and it looks like you can get different fruit on, is pretty cool. The way they're handling friends isn't bad. Like, I like that if you have 4-player, like, you can do 4-player same screen. I feel like that's probably a better way to do it. But also, and I'm not mad about it. Like, a lot of people are annoyed with the one island thing. I think the one island thing is the right way to go. I'll stand by, I think the one island thing is the right way to go. And I know people who are going to buy multiple copies of the game, or, I mean, you could theoretically just, like, give somebody else your Switch cartridge. It's a possibility. Yeah, what else? There's just a ton of, like, quality of life improvements that are just so good. I'm still excited to place furniture outside. The game looks beautiful, man. Great art style. I'm just so excited. It's a month away. less than a month away now. Well, except for a leap year. I mean, there is a leap year this year. God, I'm so excited. I'm ready to play it. So ready that I booted up my copy of New Leaf. I played it for like an hour. One of my villagers, I had the pink squirrel. I don't remember its name. I had the pink squirrel, and the pink squirrel moved out. I still have, I had one of the ducks, I had a duck, Muffy, the sheep, my least favorite villager, still there. I had one of the lions that's still there. Okay, nope. See, they're so close to perfection. They're all just missing one. Let's release some more. But yeah, God, it looks so good. They're game-wise, it's the evolution of Animal Crossing. I have nothing to complain about. Presumably, there's a lot of things we know nothing about, which has me just as excited. I like hopefully there's like, there's no way there's not a coffee shop. The museum is beautiful. God, everything in that game just looks so good, and it probably plays so well. Oh, I'm so excited. But then there's the bad part. The bad part. The cloud save. So, we knew Animal Crossing New Leaf wasn't going to have cloud saves for we've known that for a long time now. And I have always been disappointed by it. And see, Animal Crossing is, when they want to be, they can be terrible people. So I think Animal Crossing fans should rise up, be terrible people, bitch at Nintendo, complain, review bomb the game. Just complain. Twitter. Does Nintendo have a Facebook? I know there's several Animal Crossing Facebooks. But complain your heart out, and eventually Nintendo will change their decision. Don't boycott. We know if Pokemon's anything to go by, boycotts, and Pokemon's the most recent example, there's tons of others. Boycotts don't work in gaming. You need to do other things, like review bomb, like complain on Twitter. Oh, there was a thing for Persona. If you want Persona 5 on Switch, keep complaining to Atlus about it. Keep port begging. Because if you beg enough, eventually, because Atlus of America or whatever, they want to make the game. But Atlus of Japan doesn't know. So if you keep port begging, maybe eventually they'll make it. Right? Because you just got to get the higher ups to listen. And I hope that's what happens with Animal Crossing. I know people are complaining, but I hope people keep complaining. Because their current system is, and from what I know, getting cloud saves is as easy as flipping a switch. You just have to change like a 1 to a 0 in a code or something like that, and that gives you cloud saves. It's that simple. And Nintendo admitted that because they're working on a service to do cloud saves, they can do cloud saves. We know for a fact Nintendo is capable of doing it, but their current system was that you could only do it once. Right? We know they can save cloud saves. And for anyone who doesn't know why Nintendo doesn't want to do cloud saves, is because they don't want people to cheat. I mean, cheating is not everybody does it, but it's part of the Animal Crossing experience. I'm just gonna say it. Resetti has been baked into the game for a long time now. And that's all because of cheating, and people time travel, going into the future to do future things. I know some people will complain, but honestly, I don't think it's hurting you. Like, it's not like destroying because most people will play Animal Crossing single player. You're not the only, what's that stupid fucking quote where you didn't cheat, you cheated the game and yourself? Like, that's it, really. And some people can't play Animal Crossing every day. Some people have to time travel if they want to get a good experience. I do think there's a way of taking it too far, but I also see the benefit of it. And unless there's like an auction house, where you can go put your item in the auction house, and then right? Like time travel or whatever to get the item back while also putting it in the auction house to make bells. Right, there's no economy in Animal Crossing. And I'd argue the same thing is true of Splatoon and Pokemon. Well, okay, Splatoon not having cloud saves is a fuck up on Nintendo's part. That's Nintendo's fault, and they're punishing for us for it because they couldn't be bothered to save our data on the servers. Fuck Nintendo. I said fuck Nintendo for the episode, and that only took me 2.5 hours. But yeah, they can totally fix this, and they're admitting that they can do cloud saves, but they're punishing it because what you do is you take items, you go over to a friend's village, you give them all your items, you go back to your village, you just turn off the game without saving, or you load up your cloud save, you restore your cloud save, and now you have all your items back, plus your friend has all your items. Hey, it hit midnight. That's what Nintendo is worried about, that people are going to do that. But let them. I would much rather have people do that and me just not worry about it because there's probably not like an auction house or whatever, than have Nintendo punish us all. Because as I have to always remind people, the chip, is it a Tegra? It's not a chip, it's an NVIDIA. The NVIDIA chip in the Nintendo Switch has a defect that makes it so that if you have an original model of the Switch, you can hack it. And there's nothing Nintendo can do to stop you. Nintendo cannot patch out the exploit. So if people want to hack Animal Crossing, they're going to hack Animal Crossing. And there's nothing any of us can do. But Nintendo still continues to punish us for it. God damn it, I'm so close with these. Come on. They're all just missing. Do they all have... Why do they all have Synchronize? I know I put a Psychic Surge in there. For some reason it keeps giving them Synchronize. Can they... Would I... You know, let's... I'm gonna... I gotta get this working. I don't think we're getting I don't think we're getting it tonight. As much as I mean, I've got the male one several times. It was this one, right? Yep, it's got everything but speed. And it did have Psychic Surge. Yep. I don't know why they're not getting the hidden ability. I don't know why the males were, but the females aren't. I don't get it. But, so, right, I'm just... Animal Crossing fans should go up there and bitch and moan, and eventually Nintendo will change it. They'll... As much as they don't want to, if you raise enough of a fuss, Nintendo will eventually fail. And, like, review bomb the game. That's a great way to raise a fuss. Like, say, oh, this game's great, but until they add a cloud save system in, 2 out of 10. Or whatever. But just don't boycotts don't work. That's a terrible fucking idea. So just review bomb and bitch on Twitter and Reddit and Facebook. Give them the most downvoted comment of all time. Right? Do that. Or make a post complaining about Animal Crossing cloud saves is one of the most upvoted posts on all of Reddit. That would get some heads turning. I'm just saying. But yeah, but since then there has been one development. So in the direct at the bottom, and I did not notice this while the direct was happening, it says that while you can restore, right, in case of a lost or damaged console, you will be able to restore a cloud save. However, the fine print at the bottom of the screen says that you can only do this once. You can only do this once, and once you've done it, you won't be able to do it again. One per, like, system, or one for Nintendo Switch Online account. But since then, they deleted the original upload of the Animal Crossing Direct and re-uploaded it. And I saw this and I was like, what? Why did they re-upload it? I guess during the part where they talk about cloud saves, they've changed the text. If you give me a second, I'll actually pull it up. Not on stream, but pull it up on my phone. This happened, like I said, I think this happened this happened just a few hours ago. Let's see. Yeah, here it is. Five hours ago now, I guess. At the very end. Okay, let's see. More details. So it used to say, in case of console loss, at the bottom it said only one per system. And at the bottom it says, more details on data recovery functionality will be shared on a future date. So they've already started to back down. They've already started, right? They're no longer saying one per system. This isn't enough though. It's a start. We have to keep pushing. And eventually, like, Nintendo just faltered. And the fact that they faltered shows they're weakening. If we keep pushing, eventually it will work. Eventually we will get Nintendo to change their mind and allow us to do cloud saves. It'll happen. And no matter who I have watched talk about it, everyone agrees on this. I have not met a single person who was like, no, I don't want cloud saves because then people will cheat. I have not seen I mean, statistically there's somebody, but I have not seen a single one of them. Everyone agrees that the cloud save system sucks. Because it does. And then there's system transfer. I guess Nintendo said originally you weren't going to be able to transfer your Animal Crossing save data. So let's say you have a Switch right now, and then you play Animal Crossing on your current Switch. Then you buy, let's say next year, they release a Switch Pro, and you buy Animal Crossing and you buy a Switch Pro. Originally they had stated that no, you were not going to be able to transfer your data from your original Switch over to your Switch Pro. They have since also backtracked on that and admit that sometime after launch, they will make a way for you to transfer your save data onto a Switch, or to move it between Switches. It's a start. It is a start. But yeah, if we lay on the pressure, Nintendo will eventually back down. God, see, some of these are so freaking close. And it drives me crazy how close they are. That one actually had Psychic Surge, didn't it? That was from the 5 IV1. And as far as, and the reason I'm not using like a 4 IV1 on one side and a 5 IV1 on the other side is because I'm pretty sure that a male and female NDDs can't breed. I have not tested it. I'm like pretty sure they can't. I don't know, it just like statistically I have found 3 correct males and not a single correct female. Statistically, I probably should have found a correct female by now. Especially because I didn't even think the females could... I thought the females could only breed with females. Because I thought there's like something weird about Indeedee. Like how its breeding works. I could be completely wrong about that. I don't know. I think we're probably going to have to call it without getting it. Because I have ran out of topics. Yeah, no, I have ran out of topics. So when I booted back up Animal Crossing New Leaf, yeah, no, I had done the beautification ordinance. The weeds, there were a few, but nothing that bad at all. Just your standard amount of weeds. Flowers hadn't wilted. What else? So I was looking at my museum. I have about 50% of all the museum collections. However, I have like 80% of the fossils. I did not realize how many fossils I had. Like, I was maybe missing like 2 dinosaurs. I'm just surprised how many males it's giving me. Like, wow. So we'll do 2 more eggs, and then I'm probably going to call it. I didn't get what I was looking for. I'll still work on it off stream. Yeah, but this is a test stream for me. Like I said, I'm using my same setup, like same capture card and webcam and all that, but it's a different computer in a different location, and I was kind of like worried, like could this handle it? Because it's not as like it's technically not as good as the computer as the other one I have. It's newer technically. It's just like the specs are lower. But so far, I mean, I'll have to rewatch the stream later on to see how it looks. But so far, it's doing pretty well. This actually was a success as far as I'm concerned. And being so... Come on, be a female. Being so... things might happen soon. I make no promises. Because I really should stop making promises. I mean... The year of Zelda went okay, and the year of Metroid started off really strong, but after, it just fell apart. Eventually, like, once I got to the second half of the year, and Colleague really picked up speed, like, everything just fell apart. I actually want to send that to Box. Send the Pokemon to the box as is, yeah. Oh, I picked up the Everson on accident, shit. Yeah, whatever. Let's hope. Let's hope. This is my... No, this isn't. I feel like I've done way harder than this in previous ones. Even though this is probably the... Sadly, I don't think it keeps track of how many like Pokemon you've bred for this. And I'm too lazy to have a counter off the side. If there was just a way where I could like get a counter and I could just click a button and it'd add one to the counter, that would be amazing. But as far as I know, there isn't anything like that. Or, well, I think there might be an app somewhere, it's like a Shiny Dex app or something, that helps you keep track of what you have. But I don't have that app. Ugh. Or if there was like a spread, if I could do an Excel document and I just like, and every time I like clicked the button it did it, God, that would be so nice. Because I know Diamond and Pearl had that at the bottom screen. There was a thing where you just pressed a button and it added one to a counter. That was nice. Not like I was shiny. Masuda Method was introduced in Gen 4, right? Or was that a Gen 5 thing? I don't remember. I think I got one more in DD to do. But yeah, no, that Animal Crossing, that change is interesting. I totally think that it can be changed. Yeah, that's all I got. That's all the games. I barely played PS4 this month. I mean, I beat Spider-Man last month. God, the ending of Spider-Man was so good. And the ending was so... God, I liked the ending a lot. I gotta do the DLC stuff now. God, Spider-Man was so good. I'm so glad I played it. It was everything I wanted from a Spider-Man game. And then, well, and like one of the so like I talk about how like, when I play a game, like Pokemon, like Dead Cells, like Splatoon, like Minecraft, I listen to like a podcast or an audiobook, right? I'm behind on the Adventure Zone right now. I'm only like the 3rd episode in on Amnesty, or Graduation. I need to work on that. But Spider-Man is one of those few games that was able to keep my attention the entire time. I mean, I might have put on music once or twice during, like, when I was just like, oh, you gotta go into these headquarters and fight all the enemies, right? And I was just kind of like, eh. But other than that, God, it's, nope. You're the same as you. Yep, you're the same. And these are all male. I'm so close, and it's infuriating. Like, look at some of these. Look at some of these. Ditto, I'm keeping you. I'm gonna end it here. I know that sucks that we didn't technically get it. I like the female and DD design more. Yes, we do technically have, where is it? the mail right here, and I probably will still use the mail to do a like an offensive design, because right now my plan is a defensive design. Because I basically want something else that can support Hatrina or maybe Poltegeist. Because yeah, it would be kind of cool to use Indeedee with Hatrina, and then use Alcremie with like Poltegeist or even Dracovish. God. Oh my god, that Strong Jaw boosts even more on Vicious Rend. Holy crap. Maybe... I think I've done Alcremie and Morpeko once. Because that Aura Wheel is pretty good. Oh, I haven't done the Dynamax levels on Hatrina. I don't think I've done them on Ice Cube either. Yeah. And obviously not these two. I mean, like, this Dragapult's fine, but it's nothing special. I think this one's, like, more fun, which is what I like about it. But yeah, that's everything that's been going on. That's all I got. I mean, I'm out of news. God. Could you imagine if could you imagine if this was a weekly show? I don't know how I'd keep this. I mean, I'd have to branch out more than just talking about the one bit of Nintendo news. But yeah, now that I've been holding off the show for the Nintendo Direct, and now that I've done it, I guarantee you the Nintendo Direct is going to happen next week. And who knows, maybe we'll be back here again doing the same thing. Let's save 160. Not bad. No, that's not technically the most time I've put into a Pokemon game is X and Y, which is 250, I think. But that's not bad. Yeah, no, I think the stream went pretty well. I think stream-wise, I think this all went pretty well. We got a lot of things to talk about. I finally unboxed those Amiibos. Those have been sitting there since, what, January? Like, the middle of January? Ooh. Yeah, and the directs were good. If we do it again next week, which we probably won't, I don't know if I'll stream again until probably mid-March. I'll probably get something out in mid-March. But yeah, again, don't have a theme year this year. I am so busy with Colleague that I barely have time to stream. Even though, again, like the stream test felt like it went fine. And because it went fine, I might be actually able to stream more. It just depends. But yeah, no, I hope you all enjoyed. Stay tuned for more. Until next time, peace. Oh, also we helped out that Seed 38 at the beginning, and that was, you know, give it forward, or whatever the saying is. Yeah, till next time. Peace.